Hello,
So
welcome to Games Gone By episode. I don't know what episode it is. This is going to be a new intro for the beginning ones because we never actually made this an intro. If you listen to it, this is just a segment from Blue Rupees. Uh, now he's just gone. I'm Adrian. The one that you see there is Redman. You got David here. No, that's Gore. This is our book club that we do on our podcast, Blue Rupees. We post this about once a month. We're going through our backlog and reposting episodes. It's too late for this right now. We're posting this up as standalone episodes right now, and because we never actually recorded an intro, people are gonna see how happy you are in this intro, and then see you're just like,
that's from Bad Lieutenant. That's the one where he says no panties.
all right. This is our video game book club podcast, though. We're gonna put this at the beginning of the first couple episodes. I don't know how many times you might see it. You might see it 1, 2, maybe 3. I don't know how many times actually. We'll see.
Probably 4.
Or 4 or 5, and you're gonna just see that little giggling Gus over there having a good time.
Pictures.
Yeah, you can follow us at Games Gone By, brp@bluerupees.com. You can email us. And honestly, at this point, if you email us about any sort of impressions you have on any game that we played, we love to read them. Just kind of get impressions from the back catalog. Because we do, especially for different seasons, we will go back and look back at the games that we did play.
Hell yeah.
There. Good way to send it off. We love everyone. Enjoy.
Fuck you. There you go. It's Ryan time.
Welcome back.
What's up?
I'm
It's
pretty
Ryan
sure
time.
David didn't move, so if you go back 5 seconds, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
This is our Games Gone By for Chrono Trigger. This is David's pick.
Hell yeah.
Before we get into it, our schedule is as follows. This month's episode is going to be Near Automata, whatever you want to call it, June 26th. That is my pick. Next month is Gore's pick, which Shadow of the Colossus on July 31st. And then David's pick, which we just talked about on the podcast. You guys heard about it like 2 minutes ago. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. And then then we're going to shuffle the order maybe. We'll see how that goes. And then do maybe a fan pick. We'll see how everything goes. But hopefully a little bit lighter load coming up forward after this, though. So we can start knocking out some games, getting ready for the fall, too, with new consoles and everything.
All right, screw that. Let's talk about Chrono Trigger. I'm done with bullshit. Let's talk about it.
Oh, we didn't do bullshit this week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, cut this part, and let's go to bullshit now, and then put that back in the ending of the actual podcast. You're going to have to do some editing for this one.
Yeah, I'll just do like a tracer rewind back to that part.
Why would you mention... the hell? Oh, you can go back in time. Chrono Trigger. Good fucking segue, Gore. Thank you. So,
thank you. All right, let's talk about this. David, you picked it because of us, but pretend you picked it on your own.
So, no, that's a fair statement. I picked this much in the same way that Gore picked Dead Space. But this is, I'm glad we picked this. I love Chrono Trigger. I have a long history with this game. I played this on the very first PS1 copy I had from when I was a kid when I bought this. And great fucking game. Art by Toriyama, so it has that very distinctive kind of Dragon Ball style look to it. And all around, just a fantastic little RPG. A very quick sit too, compared to what you would expect from RPGs nowadays.
Xenoblade's 100 hours, so it is comparatively a quick sit.
As far as RPGs go, it's a quick sit.
Yeah. Why? How long did it take you, Adrian?
I wouldn't. Oh, Adrian.
I know you did it in 10 hours.
My time's like at 27 or 28 hours.
Oh, okay. When I first played it, I don't remember, but I feel like it took like 40 hours.
And so,
but I was really young, so.
I'm going to preface this.
I did a lot of grinding.
I did not hit credits. Because I was playing, got to a part that frustrated the shit out of me. Got through. I'm on the final boss right now. I'm just on that one where
did you watch the rest?
Yeah, I'm on Lavos, and I saw what the ending I would have, so I'm fine with it. I will go back and
fine.
finish it sometime this week just to say I finished it.
That's fine.
But dude, so let me tell you one part that fucking frustrated the shit out of me before we get into the things really quick.
1 second, can I just preface it? I didn't finish it either, but I played it before.
Game, yeah.
I
am the only one that's fresh.
I watched the whole recap of the story, and while I watched that recap, I was like, "Oh yeah," and I was like, "I should have played this game again because I love all these parts." I was like, it was like refreshing me from like 15 years ago when I played it.
So
anyway, good.
Let me just say this part just because it's been frustrating the shit out of me. The blue motherfuckers that confuse you and you get 2 of them. And if you don't have
Right.
if you don't have an anti-ailment thing on you, it literally just auto plays and you can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I was playing. I'm like, oh, I'll get this thing done, fucking no problem. And I was like, I got hit and it kept having my health. I kept fucking hitting my own teammates. I was stuck with Chrono with 1 health, constantly confused. Every time I would actually get a hit in, like not even a hit by choice. Every time he would just hit on his own, he'd miss. So I literally left my DS there at idle for half an hour just to see if the fucking game would fucking the fucking fight would finish. It didn't finish. So I had to restart the game, go back to the beginning, and it was a fucking random fight. Meaning when I did that part again, it gave me some other different enemies in that fucking corner. So I was like, oh, well, that's bullshit. And then later on, I did it again, but luckily I had the hat on this time to stop from ailments from happening. But it was so annoying as shit. Confuse is literally the worst thing in that fucking game. The most annoying
I feel
fucking
like
thing.
Confuse is the worst thing in any RPG.
Confuse is
You're like,
dumb because it's
you're
like
Pokemon.
active. Yeah, it's active RPG that just hurts you sometimes. I'm like, fuck that. That's the dumbest fucking mechanic.
Sure.
So
Let's see.
yeah,
Game came
David,
out in 85.
you both have histories with this game. This
Yeah.
is my first time.
Yeah.
I've owned the game.
David played it more than me, obviously. But I played it once, and I wanted to go back and play it again because I wanted to do the new game plus, but I never got. I
So
never did that.
this game, it was good. I liked it a lot, but it definitely it was a casualty of me not wanting to play an RPG right now. So I did not nearly enjoy this game as much as I really know I should have. So
Right.
that's part of why I also kind of started shrugging it off at the end, because I know this game, even though I was at the end, it screamed that I needed to play it again. Like it screams for New Game Plus, like immediately, especially because like I did a lot of side quests. I didn't just blow through it all. I did a lot of them, not all of them, but it definitely felt like, oh, this game it hits its stride on second playthrough more than first playthrough. I think that's what I felt like when I was playing it.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was definitely a casualty of me just not want to play it. I was just not in the mood for an RPG. I did not want to sit down and play an RPG. And it had the more active RPG style that just happened. Like that kind of felt like what I was just doing in fucking FF7 remake.
Yeah.
Which it is.
Well, FF7 original has that too.
Yeah, which that too. But obviously me only playing FF7 original for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
like, compared to the remake. So on top of it being the same format too, in that sense, it was like, all right, I checked out pretty quickly. And I love the characters. I liked the settings. I like everything about it, but it just sucks that I'm just not in the mood for that. So I definitely will go back and finish it soon. Well, probably the next couple days I'll probably go back to it. And I will. And I felt like as soon as, even where I stopped, I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a game I feel like I'm gonna come back to maybe once a year just to kind of fuck around with and see something new in it. And I restrained myself from watching all the endings and stuff like that because I kind of want to do them, or at least kind of fuck with them on my own a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of them are good, so I guess we're not talking about the endings.
No, we can talk about the ending. I still read some.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We don't.
There's
There's a lot of endings that are not.
They're kind of
too
jokey.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
there's
couple.
some.
There's
jokey
like
ones.
literally like 3 that are kind of the same, but they just changed like the credit sequence, I guess.
Yeah.
More so than anything else.
But man, it's funny because I watch walkthroughs of it. People that obviously know this game like back of their hand. It's so frustrating because they know all the cheese mechanics.
Right.
So they're blowing through fucking Lavos in 2 minutes because they're like, oh, you just get fucking Robo and you do his fucking Dizzy Punch shit and does 5,000 damage every fucking time. And I'm over here having to like use my fucking fucking, I forget what it is. It's the 3-way one. My party at the end, even though you're supposed to be swapping out the parties a lot, I hate swapping out parties a lot. I like staying with the party, which punishes me a lot in that game.
Which was the 3?
Frog and Ayla.
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually use the same lineup that I did this time around.
I kept Marl and Ayla, and I would switch out Marl sometimes with Luca. And that was
barely fucking use Luca.
I didn't finish it this time, so
yeah.
I'm sure later on. And what I really like is that you can switch your party pretty much whenever you want.
Yeah. Which it doesn't really. It tells you. It makes a not big deal about that. So I didn't really think about that at first.
I don't remember. Was that in the PS1 game? You could switch your. Yeah. Okay. I don't remember that. Because I thought maybe was this a new thing in the DS, but I don't remember.
The DS version, by the way, having that map there is so fucking good. It's so nice to have a map there. Like it's so incredible to have that, and just everything's so organized. RPGs on the 3DS are so. They're such a It's such a sleeper like gem with every single one because it's just so much more organized. Right. But yeah, so played on the DS. David played on the PS1 version. Gore, you played on the DS as well.
Yeah, I played on the DS.
But yeah, so it felt like it punished me for not doing that, but yeah, at the end I was like having to use like I'd have to use the ability that would take 20. I forget what it was called. I could probably pull it up right now, but it took 20 um, MP from Ayla, and then two from Frog and one from Chrono, and it would do 3,500 damage.
Oh
But it
yeah,
took
like that big rolling kick combo that they
Oh, yeah,
have.
like a
Yeah.
I
whole
love
fucking turn.
combos.
So I'm like motherfucker, and I see people
Yeah.
like fucking and the one guy I watch is doing 5,000 damage to Robo every fucking time. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's doing like nothing. He's like, well, you see,
Are you
you
sure they weren't playing with New Game Plus?
No, he wasn't, because he was talking about. He was like, well, I'm gonna have this for New Game Plus now.
Well, you can keep doing New Game Plus.
Oh yeah,
over
no,
and over.
no, but the guy like knew the fucking thing. Like, he just knew the game by like people who know that game by the back of their hand are just like able to fucking cheese the shit out of that.
Yeah.
And
well, if
yeah.
I get this and then I this, and then I get 5 million.
Yeah, which is cool. But
damage.
like, I'm not talking shit on that. Like, the fact that people love that game, obviously, I get it, and it's a quick run.
I am.
So,
Get a life.
so you could run through that game in 10 hours, and like complete that game in 10 hours if you know everything to do, which is pretty cool. But he was talking like as if like I would know that. So he was like, well, it was weird because he was like fighting a little nowhere. I was like, well, you gotta hit the left hand first because that's what like kills the enemy. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, and then just do 5,000 damage to this guy every fucking time. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't do that. I have to heal every fucking time. I have to fucking do it. Like I have to save everyone's damage. It was a balance. The same thing. It felt the same as FF7 where I was so not used to active RPGs. So my mind just fucking like waiting for a pause. I still spent 120 hours in Persona, so I'm like, all right, now I can just chill. I can think about it. And I'm looking at everyone's like, no, the fucking battle's still going. I'm like, god damn it. But the world's super fun. Like everything about it, it's so realized. Like it's so well
lively.
done.
You know, playing Chrono Trigger makes me realize how empty and void of life Final Fantasy VII
Dude,
it's soulless.
So that's the one thing I will say is I saw. Have you guys seen that mock-up? Someone said like, what if Square Enix just you saw a trailer and you saw this and it showed like a really high detailed like back shot of Chrono at the fair.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm like, no, like what the fuck? Because they split the shit out of that game. Do not split Chrono Trigger.
No, what I want is they get the guys that did Ni no Kuni, and then get them to make Chrono Trigger. If you're gonna get like,
because I don't want a hyper realistic. I don't want a hyper realistic.
And also the original game was made by the art was made by Studio Ghibli. So I know it's not Chrono Trigger, but that would be amazing. Studio Ghibli.
I would not want like a realistic like FF7 thing like that.
No, it wouldn't work with Chrono Trigger at all.
No.
That's like making a realistic Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Evolution.
No, but I wouldn't trust Square to remake that game.
You know what? That's the thing. I don't think Chrono Trigger has the crazy amount of story that Final Fantasy could have, unless we're talking about Chrono Cross, all right? Because Chrono Cross is really fucking ridiculous when it comes to story.
That's the thing with Chrono Trigger is it's a very lore dense game, but it's not like a story heavy game.
See, the thing I appreciate about Chrono Trigger was I had to seek out the lore if I really wanted to, or I could just it's like Doom. It's like Doom where if you want to get into it, you can just look around and you can find all the story you want to. If you don't, fuck it. Just go play.
Fuck it. Just go. But I love that Chrono Trigger, if you really want that, unlike Final Fantasy VII Remake, I don't want to keep comparing it to that because there's no point to actually do that. But unlike Final Fantasy VII, you want to talk to people. Just talk to people and they'll give you lore, where Final Fantasy VII, when you talk to anybody or you listen to them, they go, wow, that sure was scary. All right. It's like, where's my dog?
Even though it's a one-way conversation, it felt like they had stuff to say. Like there was a reason for you to go up to people. But like FF7 Remake, and a lot of RPGs, in fact, you go up to someone, it's like, here's a quick line. Cool.
Yeah. Oh boy, that sure was dangerous.
Cool. I wasted 5 seconds of my life.
I wonder how long will last.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, Sector 7.
Yeah. Plus everyone like they had more conversation too if you talk to them again, which is nice.
Yeah.
A lot of secrets too, which is cool. I felt like a lot of secrets, like almost to the point where I felt like almost overwhelmed, that I was like, ooh, I'm missing a lot of things because I can't tell if it's one of those games where like you had to dig in to find this, or if there was like something I missed that kind of hinted at this.
Yeah.
There's not really a whole lot of hints per se. It's mostly just kind of like trial and error. Most of the secrets in the game can be found if you just kind of talk to everyone and do it with different party members. So like for instance, one of the things is Luca, her father, actually throughout the game makes her constantly new sets of armor. So if you have Luca in your party, you can keep going back to her father, and he'll just occasionally outfit you with new shit as you progress through the story. And that's nothing the game tells you outright, but it's one of those things that if you have Luke in your party and you happen to talk to him, it's like, oh, hey, this is a thing. You know, I'm back later and you might get something else. So it's oh, okay.
I love bringing Ayla back to Chrono's mom.
Yeah.
And she's like, who's this? And she's like, me, Ayla. And she's like, put some clothes on. and she was like, it's just some, I forget what she replied with, but Chrono's mom started going off like saying, that's not ladylike and this is, and then there was like a pause and Ayla goes, Chrono mom's strong, me like.
She likes strong people.
I
love it. I love all these characters. Like,
so Robo is easily my favorite. I
love Robo. Nobody ever talks about Robo.
Dude, the side quest with it, dude. No, you know what? Even the intro one where he's just getting fucking beat up by robots, and and you want to go, and you want to go help, and then you get knocked back. He's like, no, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I kept
Let me help his ass.
There.
Yeah,
I kept walking over.
Yeah, Robo's great. I really want to play Robo more on my second playthrough, especially because he has the fucking 5,000 goddamn damage move.
Yeah, when Robo stays behind for 400 years just to like rebuild the forest and stuff, I was like, oh man,
such a beautiful little thing too.
And then the campfire scene, which is classic. Yeah, go ahead.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful too. But no, like that's such just a little beautiful thing, because if you go through the different time periods and you just go ahead and you see them kind of on the world map, just kind of going through and everything, and there's that very sad moment of like, okay, now there's like this church here, and you go in, it's like, oh fuck, you're rested shit, buddy. Let's get you operational again. Yeah. And then just that little moment of like, yeah, I mean, for you guys, it was just like, you know, a quick jump into time. And for me, I was lonely. That was 400 years. So it's like, oh, Robo, you're making me cry.
He watched, what's her name, die. And it's like, it's sad. This is a sad game. I don't like it. I want to be happy. I want to play Saints Row.
Yeah, no, it definitely felt like, it felt like it was personal. Like, even with, what's her name? Marl's the family, you know, where the king's like, you're not my daughter anymore, and you're like, oh,
yeah,
fucked up.
Yeah.
A lot of cool
that
moments.
Whole family is just fucked up. I mean, it starts with Isla, so
yeah, and Kino.
But...
Kino.
Yeah, there's just a lot of really cool moments, especially because you got to kind of dig around for it. And if you don't want to, you don't have to, which is kind of the cool part. And I kind of left a lot of that for a surprise for me too, where I know I actively skip things knowing that I will come back to it when I have a better time in my head to appreciate this game. Because I did. It's just a matter of I want to get to it when I can. Also, it's short enough, so like this next time, and especially, you know what? It now that I know where to go to, because I felt like this felt old school RPG where it's like it did not handhold me that much. I felt like it kind of hinted at where to go. Where
a character would say like, we need to do this, and not we need to go here. They were like, oh my god, the sword is gone, and what are we gonna do? And then you're like, I guess I'll go back in the past and get it or whatever.
Or like Melchior's like, oh, we haven't seen that kind of gemstone in like millions of years.
Masamune. Watch out.
Which I love, by the way, where they hype up that sword so much, and then you just upgrade him anyway, and you're like, well, here's the sword. I really wish that was the OP sword. I wish it was kind of like Ayla's fists, where like he had to stay with that. That would have been a lot cooler. But obviously, like,
there's another side quest that upgrades.
There's a side quest that powers it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do the side quest with frogs.
And I'll let you sell it too, so that's good.
Yeah, but
can you imagine that? Hey, all right,
you could sell it. I need some drinking money. Yo, that campfire gonna be real lit.
What were some of the markets where you guys stood out for? Like, obviously you guys have a lot more.
Campfire. Well, let David talk. No, you go for it.
So there's a lot of different moments for me for this game. My party usually when I play through this is Chrono Frog and Robo, because those are my absolute favorite characters. And I feel like they also have some of the strongest scenes in the game. Marl, I feel, definitely is very, considering how her family lineage is so pivotal to the story of everything that happens, she definitely feels more background. Whereas with like Frog, the whole quest of figuring out his
I
story
love
that he
Frog.
was this knight and served under this great hero that Magus fucked up and then turned him into a frog, and seeing that progression of the story. Which actually, real quick side thing, I'm curious. In your playthroughs, did you guys recruit Magus or kill him?
I recruited him. The first time I played, I remember I recruited. I didn't get to that, I remember recruiting him. He killed him. I already know you did. So I already know.
Yeah, same thing. It's same thing.
I even need to ask that fucking question. I know you killed him.
I didn't even. I didn't. I watched.
You didn't know you could recruit him, of course.
Yeah,
not.
I watched the playthrough. I said, "Oh,
you didn't know you could recruit the people in Bloodstained." So what the fuck?
Yeah,
He's
no,
just
that's
like,
exactly what came through my mind.
oh,
I killed him.
you're
I
a
was
big meanie. I kill you.
well, first off, fuck you. I'm getting.
Fuck you.
I'm getting Revenga for Frog, dude.
Hey, fuck you.
Frog needed that Revenga.
Hey, Mag. Well, yeah, but he didn't. He's fine. He likes being a frog.
Yeah,
he likes not having a friend anymore.
Yeah, no, I didn't know you could recruit him. Cause all I saw was, do you wish to fight me? And I'm like, oh fuck yeah, Frog wants to fight the shit out of you. Hell yeah, that's all he wanted. This is what he's on this earth to do this right now.
Yeah, hey, that's fair. He was role playing. He was doing what you're supposed to in these.
Hey, you gonna tell me you're gonna pass up on a revenge fight on a cliff top 1-on-1, where Frog's like, yo, back the fuck up, I got this.
I want my character to have some like.
And I know that fucked up the story later on, because like that story's
yeah,
it's so much. I saw the walkthrough. And I was like, oh fuck, Magus has a lot to do with this story.
Yeah, he has a lot to do with the story. Yeah.
But I was like, fuck that. Maybe don't be a dickhead.
I think that's a better character arc where, like, oh, he didn't forgive him, but he looked past his fucking revenge and said, hey, this guy can help us fight the real fucking evil that's going to destroy everything.
Don't ask me if you want to fight, bitch.
Besides Frog just being like, yo, I need some revenge, son.
Dude,
like,
I'm sorry. It's a fucking cliff edge, 1-on-1, and he asked you, do you wish to fight me? I'm like, what the fuck? Who's going to say no right now? Fuck you.
Should have fought at the end, though, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
They should have had like a fucking just throw the swords down, just like go.
No, like I said, like, and I'm glad I did that, because on my next playthrough I won't. But,
yeah.
But
he's glad he did that. Of course he is.
Oh, dude, like I said, that was like,
it's
dude,
just too perfect not to.
I love Frog so much, and his fucking storyline was so tragic to me, and I'm like,
it's
and
tragic.
Like, do you wish to fight the motherfucker that put you through this?
I'm a frog.
I'm a frog.
Magus was ripped from his own time, and
now he's ripped out of life for me.
That was for you, but see, that's more tragic though.
Yeah, well, don't be a dickhead, dude.
All Magus did was kill one little friend and turn one man into a frog. He probably killed a lot of people.
He did kill a lot of
whatever.
people.
Yeah, but he also killed his friends.
He also led to fucking Chrono dying.
Oh, that's true. Well, that was Lavos that did that still. And Magus came out and like, hey, bro, let's fight, and then he gets his ass beat. It's like,
yeah, fuck off. Hey, if you're gonna fucking kill Lavos, then cool. Like, at least you got it. But fuck you. You couldn't even do that. Fuck you.
Well, that's my favorite part of the game, by the way.
Oh, it's pretty,
right when Chrono dies.
It's pretty brutal the way they show it in the anime cutscene too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
it's a Dragon Ball Z death.
Yeah.
I always love it in Dragon Ball Z when they just fucking and they just disintegrate.
Right.
Like slowly.
And that threw me off because are you able to have a different party leader besides Chrono at all?
Yeah.
See, I didn't realize that at all. It just never even occurred in my head that I can swap Chrono out. So like to me that was like almost like, oh shit. Now yeah, like it threw me the fuck off. So and then hey, and what do I do?
Someone else.
And what do I do? Frog's the new leader right now, so I had Frog leading the whole team, and I'm like, dude, this guy's, dude, I love Frog, dude. Frog's so good.
Frog is great.
I love all the characters. They're all great. Robo's great.
I don't know. Magus is good. He's dead.
Magus is great.
The frustrating thing about Magus is he has a lot to do with the story towards the end of the game, but he doesn't have a whole lot of character interaction aside from that.
Because they had to make it so that if you're sadistic and want to murder everything,
I saw red, dude. Hey, no one kills two of my friends. Because even Frog says, what was his name again? His friend Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Yeah, Cyrus.
Because even Frog says, oh, first Cyrus, now Chrono, and I'm like, oh, dude, you hurt my boy.
Technically, he didn't kill Chrono.
Fuck off.
And the queen had more responsibility.
Nah.
She was evil. If anybody deserves to die, it's the queen
Nah,
and
throw them
Lavos.
both in there.
And,
Fuck it.
and that shitty little alien inside Lavos, that little dick. Anyway.
His little dick.
Yeah, his little dick. Yeah, that was his little dick.
Yeah, fuck
But
Lavos and
at
his
the
little
end,
dick.
the whole like game is just like hyping up Lavos, and at the end you just fight his little dick to kill him. Anyway, well, that was my favorite part. Is right when Chrono dies, and then you play as whoever you want. I guess me, I was playing as Marl. Um, when did I stop playing? I think I pretty much stopped playing right when you get the Chrono Trigger, and then bring him back, and then I just watched the rest because I knew I still had some time, and I knew I was not.
That
I
ain't
was-
no fucking
I was-
2 hours that you told me about though, David.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't two when he said that. I'm glad we
Yeah.
waited another week. I knew it was. It was 2 hours for him. I know that for sure because he's the walkthrough guy that you're talking about. Where he's like, oh, I'm hitting people with 5,000 damage punches with Robo Man. So, oh, by the way, here's a question: did anybody switch their names to like something different?
No,
I
I
kept
kept
the
it.
original.
I didn't even do that when I first played.
I
it,
love
'cause
how I love how
I
creative the
hate
names
doing
are.
that
Kid, but-
unless it's Pokemon. I hate doing that. Like
But yeah.
Pokemon, I don't give a shit.
Because they're
Like,
canon names, and I hate that the idea of you be able, except for FF7 where I was able to fix that error.
Yeah, Aerith, well, that's fine because that's still her canon name
Yeah.
in the Japanese version.
But
so.
no, like you know what? I love the creativity of the names though. Robo, Frog.
Yeah, I know. But even like when you find out what Robo's real name is, I'm like, what the fuck you call Robo then? His
Yeah,
name's
that's
like
a badass
Prometheus.
name, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, hit him with that girl, with the girl robot. I was like, oh man.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck.
Tropus.
Wait, what's her name?
Atropus.
Tropus. Yeah. And then the end credit scene was
And
good.
then,
I
and
love
then,
end credits. I wish I can get every single scene and the end credits like made into like a shadow box. I would fucking
That'd be
put them
cool.
on my wall. There was actually one shadow box I saw of the campfire scene. Oh my
oh,
god.
nice.
That was when I bought that Stardew Valley one. And
Shadow
I
boxes
almost,
are way too fucking much though.
yeah, but they look so
They
good.
look good, but man, especially when you go to like conventions, they charge a shit out of those.
I got the Stardew Valley one for 60. That's not bad.
That's
I
not.
mean,
I feel like
but
that's
you
a
know,
lot.
you know
That's
what
a
I'm
lot
talking about.
more.
Like
30
Yeah.
I'd be able to spend and not feel bad about, but
Yeah, but the campfire scene is a classic. But yeah, I love the whole sequence with Chrono when he's dead and you have to go save him. I love it when he comes back and stuff. And I like Marlo. I don't know nobody else does, but
no,
yeah.
she was my
I'm
go-to.
a si-
She was
Yeah,
who I brought in when Chrono
she's the
died.
heir of the game. She's my healer, really. She does a lot of healing. Everybody does healing, I guess.
Frog was my healer boy.
Yeah, I guess everybody does healing, but she starts off as a healer, so it's like one of those
Yeah.
I keep.
Yeah,
But
she was who I replaced it with. I'd never used Luca, and I kind of felt bad about it, which I just
yeah, because I love Luca. Luca's great.
yeah. So she'll probably be one I use more often. But I swear I like barely fucking used her.
I swapped out a lot when I played. So.
Yeah, and that's how I'm gonna go through on my second
I
time
don't
too.
remember. I guess you would know because you just played the PlayStation 1. I don't remember that being able to swap a lot. Maybe I just didn't swap. I might not have swapped a lot when I played it the first time.
And I will say that again, hearing David talk about loading screens when we're playing DS version, I was like, oh, there's loading in this game.
The only,
that's
the
one
time it
thing going
loads
back-
is
The
like,
time
frustrated
warps.
by.
yeah, the time warps and fucking when you start the game. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, every fight, the beginning and end of it has like a 5-second delay as it loads up the whole fight sequence and loads up the after fight
Dude,
sequence.
instant.
I just
And-
don't understand PS1. I get that the version you're playing is the one with Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy.
Or
Which one?
yeah,
So there's two. Is it on one disc? It's one disc,
no,
right?
2 different discs.
It's two discs. Okay, I don't remember, but yeah. So I mean, no excuse then. I don't know why the fuck it takes that
It just wasn't optimized for
long.
it.
No, just like what the fuck. SNES probably didn't have that fucking much loading, and if it did,
No loading.
yeah, exactly. So fuck. What's up?
I don't
dicks.
care. I'm not loading. I'm just having a good time.
I know. I'm talking about like whoever ported that shit to PS1. Like what the hell?
Now,
Oh.
I will say, David, I think you fucked up. Even though I'm still not giving you any credit, don't take this twist. Don't twist this at all. I
Oh.
think I saw a lot of what Barkley was trying to do
Uh-oh.
in Chrono Trigger. Like I felt a lot of what they were trying to pull, like even from like settings to like
Oh, with the time travel shit too. It
time
wasn't there like some
travel
time travel shit in Barkley.
settings.
I already forgot the story of Barkley. It was time travel,
No,
right?
I don't give a fuck about the story, but like I could tell with what they were trying to do with dialogue setting and settings specifically. Like
Well,
some of
that's
the
just JRPG shit, man. It's just like weird, convoluted shit and stuff.
maybe yeah sure, and then, but settings too, like the overworld, like how it looked. I know
Right.
that like going in the like
The little mini worlds and
the
dungeons and shit.
2300 AD looked exactly straight out of Barclay, pretty much. Like it felt like almost like they actually ripped it up straight out of there, which they probably did.
Wait, hold on. You make it sound like Chrono Trigger ripped off Barkley.
No, I'm saying that Barclay ripped the 2300 AD.
Okay, yeah.
Not that I
Probably.
like Barkley still. I think that was a waste of my
You
time.
love it. He loves
But,
it. And we're gonna do another Games Gone By of it next month.
Yeah, Barkley too. We'll have that.
Just giving Shadow of the
Hedgehog.
Mortar or whatever. Shadow of the Hedgehog. Shadow of the Hedgehog would have been a better game.
That would be
Just
a great
Sonic
mock-up.
climbing up a giant
That'd be a
monster.
great mock-up if someone took the silhouette of the shadow of the Colossus and then
it's a 2-hour game because he just climbs right up real quick and just
then
kills
you get
them.
to him and then he just goes
You
damn.
do the speed ball. You do the little ball thing. He just hits their weak spots.
and then every time he gets hit, you just hear the Colossus damn.
Damn. Ah! It's one of my favorite death noises in Sonic games. Anyway.
What else, David?
So for favorite things for me, I do like the little bits that you do get with Magus. He doesn't interact with the party much, but when he does, there's always something kind of poignant he wants to point out or bring up. Like, I don't know if you guys did actually no, because Gore, you talked about the when you go and have him rebuild the farm. Did you do that side quest, Adrian, by chance, or?
Right.
Okay. So there's a side quest that you do where you have to go and basically rebuild this forest when you're in the Middle Ages, not Middle Ages, the Dark Age, the Dark Ages. After everything's been fucked up, if you talk to this NPC, she's like, I got this seed. I don't know what to do with it. And it's like, hey, hold on to it and maybe you can, spread some hope with this. Then if you go back to the Middle Ages.
That's what that person wanted that for. Because I did the seed, I just barely didn't follow up with it.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, this could potentially instill hope in the future. Then if you go to the Middle Ages, you meet her descendant, who's like, yeah, I just like planting these things, and I've had this seed in my family for generations, and I want to plant it, but there's all these monsters fucking shit up. And I ended up using Marl and Magus for that fight just because I needed a ton of fucking water magic for it. And there's a couple lines that Magus does have during that where he just kind of talks about the horrendousness of kind of creatures. And if you bring him into the fight when you're going through the side quest of killing all of his generals the second time, he has a lot of great lines of dialogue about how they didn't really matter to them. He was just using them and how they're foolish for thinking they actually...
Fuck them.
What? But you need one of those characters in every JRPG. You need the Sasuke. You need the Sasuke. You need the Vegeta. Yeah. You need the Sasuke. You need that character that's like all sullen. It's just like it almost kind of looks like a vampire. To the point where he's like floating around like a fucking vampire.
Nah, Chrono Trigger is officially the only JRPG to me that had everyone just be all chill.
Yeah. Everybody was chill though, I guess. Except, I mean, Magus when he joins your crew though, he's pretty chill for the most part.
Yeah, he better be if he fucking spares
He's
life.
actually very chill for the most part. I mean, he's more chill than everybody else technically because he don't say a goddamn thing most of the time.
Act a goddamn fool, I'll kill you.
Yeah. Well, he wants to get Lavos because Lavos fucked him.
Bated breath with the Masamune in hand, just be like, give me a reason. Give me a reason.
Give me a goddamn reason.
With one goddamn eye open around me.
Yeah. Frog was already asleep during that campfire scene. So does that mean you didn't get the campfire scene? Because okay, that sucks. It's a good scene. Because that's when she's rebuilding him after 400 years.
Yeah, so like I said, I'll see what else I get going forward. Maybe I triggered something different too, but we'll see. I'm literally at the end. I just couldn't get past the second phase of Lavos because I didn't have any fucking cheese tactics. So I had to kind of like fight on my own. I'm like, all right. I
might try to finish it again soon too.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when I go through a boss, get to like second stage after so long, and then I lose and I have to start all over. I'm like,
yeah,
ooh, fun.
Out of quick curiosity, did you go straight to Lavos or did you go to Lavos through the Black Omen?
Black Omen.
Gotcha.
I considered going straight to him, but I was like,
that will change the story though, right?
Yeah.
Like the end. That's one. I forgot what that one is if you just go straight.
That leads to like the best ending.
Yeah. We should just do that then. It's the best ending, but that's the one with the balloons, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What
That's my
level were
favorite.
you when you finished, David?
I love that ending.
I was level 54.
Okay, so I'm like at 51 right now, going through Lavos, so I'm about where you were. Definitely, I did not take your advice grinding in 2300. Best
Okay.
place to grind I found was in what was it? It was before the Magus fight. You just keep refreshing some of those places back and
Yep.
forth, and those monsters gave you pretty much like either 800 or like 1500 XP for every single time, and you could two hit them.
When you're in the Dark Ages still?
Like sometime like even past that, I was like
That like floating area?
I think so.
Yeah.
And you were able to just two hit them and get a lot of fucking XP, so I was able to do that for like an hour or two and grind back up from like 29 to like 40.
Yeah, because that's the other thing about Chrono Trigger is you really don't need to grind if you end up doing all the side content because it basically gets you to level by that point.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it gives you a lot of XP.
Yeah.
And gives you a lot of cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
It gives you some good ass story.
Now the real question is, how much did you guys backtrack for all the sealed chests?
Like half of them, I think I got. I didn't understand because I think there's.
I don't think I did like any really.
There's like
I was kind of going with.
There's prerequisites to some of them because I looked at walkthroughs and some of them were not there. So I'm assuming there was some stuff to it. Like that was the weird thing about it is like following walkthroughs. Sometimes things just weren't there, and I'm assuming that's because I didn't do something earlier. Or...
Yeah, it's a very much you have to do X for Y to happen kind of game.
Right. So, like parts I just skipped. But there was like one guy that went through all this stuff. Like he specifically sent a whole section of it going back for all that. Halfway through, I was just not seeing some of the stuff. I'm like, all right, fuck it, whatever. I'm not doing it anymore. If I see him, I see him.
It's not a whole lot that's like absolutely mandatory from those. You do get some cool gear, like you get the mail or the colored mail, so blue mail, red mail, and all that. That gives you elemental immunities, which is really nice to have.
Right. Anything else anyone had to say about the game?
I mean, the story is what I mean. I know you said that the story itself.
We talked about mostly the characters.
What I really love about the story is that it's a time travel story that's not that confusing. Like it's pretty straightforward, even though you're jumping back and forth between different ages quite a bit. And what I really like is that you have a good sense of what the story is supposed to be. Like if you never went back and forth between time, you get a good idea where, even though there's reveals throughout the story of what happens in certain places, you get a good idea that Lavos shows up in one age and he also showed up in another age, and you get reveals of how the regular timeline is supposed to happen, and then when the gang, Chrono and the gang fuck up Lavos. I like that. I thought the whole timeline was really well done, and a lot of time travel stories don't get the time travel quite right. They either over-explain it or fuck you. No. They don't quite. There's a lot of.
There's rules they try to follow, or they're like.
Yeah, there's rules, or they over-explain shit, or they don't explain anything, and then it's just like, okay, what the fuck. But this one, I think, because it's one, a video game, and two, it's set in this kind of cartoony world where it's like a JRPG. You can let go a lot of the things that probably don't make sense.
And I'm glad the characters didn't make a big deal about it, because
when you first do the time travel, you're like, whoa. So
that's even a joke in some of the endings of like, oh shit, how are we gonna solve this problem?
I love that one.
We literally have a time machine. Let's just go solve this problem.
Oh, the cat who killed what's his name? Oh fuck, what's his name? The goblin guy?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I love that. The cat just I love that. Ozzy, right? Is that Ozzy? Yeah, it's Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy.
I love that. And the cat and mom just run through the time. All right, let's get in our thing. Let's go for one last adventure. But
the game is really interesting, and Chrono Cross sets it up very nicely because you're basically made aware throughout the story of this game of basically there's three kind of timelines in parallel with each other. There's the Lavos timeline, which is everything is going to be destroyed by Lavos. The Reptile timeline, which is what if Lavos didn't show up. And then the Chrono timeline, which is, hey, we fucked with everything. The day is saved. And Chrono Cross, if we ever get around to playing that on this game's gone by, does a really great job of further integrating all those possibilities.
Doesn't it get weird though?
Yeah, Chrono Cross. All right, I never really played Chrono Cross. I'm not gonna lie. I played a little bit of it, but every video I watch of Chrono Cross, and I've watched some in the past just to get a sense of what the fucking plot is.
It's doing exactly the opposite of what we're praising for right now.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I hear it's very convoluted and like very exposition heavy, and I don't like exposition.
The biggest weakness of the biggest weakness of Cross is Trigger. You have a very small cast. It's a very tight-knit group. You feel the kind of family air that they all have.
Family.
Cross has 54 unlockable characters that you can go ahead and rotate out through your party, and all of them are just pretty much missable.
All right, I don't want. You just completely unsold me because I love Chrono Trigger. Has just a few characters. They're all great. They don't even have like a ton of dialogue, you know what I mean? I mean there is, but it's like if you only have 3 characters at one point, you'll miss a lot of dialogue from other characters and stuff.
Right.
So it's like it's highly replayable, and you always want to switch out, even if you don't like certain characters' abilities.
It's not daunting. Like the amount of people you have is not like
no, but now you have 53. You're like, oh god.
How long is it too?
Chrono Cross, I think, is like 40 hours.
Yeah, it's not that long.
So you're not gonna go through and see it like all these ever.
Yeah, to be honest, if we played Chrono Cross, I'd probably just keep the main 3 and pretend everybody else doesn't exist at that point. Because I mean, Chrono Cross is like one of the cheapest games you get on PS1. So, and I think that's on.
Explain to me what was the history behind that? It didn't do as well, and then was there ever going to be a legacy behind that, or what?
I think it did well enough because it has a greatest hits, right?
Yeah, it did very well. It's just when they were looking into the idea of doing a third one, because there was a rumored one called, I think it was like Chrono Break. It was the projected name for it. It just didn't get fully off the ground. They've said a lot of different things over the years. One of the original story writers was like, we kind of told the story we wanted to tell. We could go back and revisit, but there's no need to. And I think it's just one of those things that Chrono Cross happened at the perfect time where a lot of the original writers from Trigger were fresh off of doing the kind of original sequel game, Radiant Dawn, which was this game for the Teleview, the kind of satellite console add-on for the Super Famicom. And a lot of the elements in that game gets repurposed into what Chrono Cross becomes. And so a lot of them were still fresh in their mind of like all the different timeline stuff that was going on in Trigger, and then went ahead and went further with it with Cross. Everything overlaps so well with that game. I think to go back and to try and hit that well again at this point after all these years, even if you got the original team, would be a waste.
And how Square is, knowing they love Kingdom Hearts and how fucking wacky and.
Because they would throw Nomura on this, and I would have to show up at his house and fucking put him in a grave. Because goddamn, he touched this series.
He didn't say that.
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. If Nomura dies tomorrow, it wasn't me.
Hashtag don't let fucking Nomura touch games anymore.
Why? Why don't I like?
Unless they're Kingdom Hearts, fine. Let him keep fucking up Kingdom Hearts. That's his baby.
That's the one he shouldn't touch. Right?
Should be touching Final Fantasy.
He shouldn't be touching anything. Yeah, I don't like this. No more.
Just keep your hands.
No more touching.
No more. No more touching.
No more. Hashtag no more.
Yeah, no. I like I said, the second I saw that one person like, well, what'd you do with Square? I was like, no, that's it. A story.
I would like to see a remake. I don't want to see it from
but
Square.
Square.
I mean, Square. I want Square to publish it. That's fine. But give it to somebody else, please.
The only way I would want a remake is if you gave it to the Octopath Traveler guys and said, "Here, throw this in your engine."
That'd be good. I would love to see that. And that's Square Enix produced, right? So
yeah,
or published, or whatever.
I feel like they're gonna touch something about it though, and I feel like this is definitely one of the things where.
Hey, no more. Didn't we just say that?
Yeah.
No more touching.
I just don't want. this game doesn't need to be like remade like FF7 does.
No, but I would love to see it remade in that engine.
I want to
now,
remade
after you
it
said
in that engine, but like, I don't know. It just feels
The
like
Octopath Traveler guys could do it.
Sure,
I mean,
but
from what I heard, that game didn't do the characters well when they interact, though. But it doesn't matter. They're remaking the game. I heard they don't interact a lot, which when I heard that, I got a little turned off of the game. Honestly,
no. The
because
unfortunate
I like
thing
when my characters like
of
talk and
the
stuff.
design of Octopath Traveler, it's designed a lot like Live Alive, if you've ever played that. Where the whole concept is that you have 8 different main characters, but they're meant to be played at any time in between all of them. So it's not like you have one coherent narrative that goes on a direct line. It's you pick a narrative and you follow it for as much or as little as you want, and then you do someone else's. And then at the very end, they have a lot of convergence. And then throughout the game, as you're kind of playing, you'll have different kind of scenes at inns and taverns where they'll have some crosstalk. Which those moments are absolutely priceless. But it's definitely very few and far between because the story is predicated on the idea that you don't need to have any of the other characters to enjoy those individual stories.
Yeah, I get it.
But that's a fucking masterpiece.
I mean that like a in like a whatever.
That's
whatever.
important because
But
I've never...
like I'm thinking like Trials of Mana. Like I never played the original. Obviously, it never came out here until the collection of Mana. But I love Secret of Mana, and I said fuck that remake because like I heard it sucked, so I was like I'll skip it. But that is a little bit different. Mana's not as big as of a series as I would say Chrono Trigger is, because Chrono Trigger is one of the most popular games on SNES. It's one of the most expensive games on SNES right now.
And
not
DS,
because it didn't sell well,
not
it's
expensive, but like it carried over its rarity in DS too.
Yeah. Hey, well, PS1. That one is cheap. You can get that one because it sucks. That's
That's a bummer because I've never heard anyone speak highly of Chrono Cross. Not like it was bad.
Yeah,
but
I never have two. I never have two, but then you look at reviews and stuff for the time, and it has like a 93 on Metacritic or something like that. It's like
I just think maybe it was a tunnel vision thing where people were like
yeah, it was like BioShock Infinite when that came out. Everybody loved it, and then they all went fucking
a bunch of fakers.
Yeah, who's the traitor in America? Benedict Arnold, that guy.
Arnold, yeah.
I thought you were talking about a reviewer.
Yeah, Angry Joe, you betrayer.
I've never heard anyone speak like highly of Chrono Cross. Like, in fact, people don't even mention really Chrono Cross around. Like, whenever we're just talking about Chrono Trigger, it's just Chrono Trigger.
Well, Chrono Trigger is.
Also, I imagine just that perfect time of SNES graphics where it's like it's gonna be timeless, you know.
It's
timeless. Exactly.
That game still looks great, dude. I love all the victory poses.
Yeah,
all the victory poses. Frog, Marl's jump.
Yeah.
I love this isn't a victory pose, but I love Chrono's little stance. Can you see it?
Nope.
Yeah, no. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now
that's the JRPG stances that happen at the end of games.
Yeah, I love it. The victory poses. I love it. Like I love them. I love every single one of them. Like Robos is great. I want to make all these perler beads with their victory
Chrono Trigger.
I want to make love to Chrono Trigger's mouth. I want to make all their victory poses in the pixel. What the fuck are these called? Perler beads.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I want to make them really badly. All of them are great, and put them all together. And I want the campfire scene. I should have bought it. I don't know why I didn't buy it when I was at that convention. I'm sure they probably sell them online, but still. It was $60. I didn't have the money. That's why I didn't buy it. But I should have bought that instead. I love Stardew Valley, but I should have bought that one instead. That's because Stardew Valley is just the main screen of Stardew Valley. So I mean, it's still cool.
It was the same
but
price. Sorry, it
was the same price. It was $60. So I should have just fucking bought that instead. And Stardew Valley I could have got later. I should have, but I was like, I haven't played Chrono Trigger in like 15 years. Why should I play now? I fucking hate it. You know.
I mean,
I was even thinking that, but like thinking it now.
Again?
Shadow boxes, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's see if there's any online.
I'm sure that the same person that made I keep pointing over here because I'm so used to it still being there. But the one that made that Stardew Valley one, I'm sure they're still making. I forgot their names. They have a name, and they're on Etsy, so I'm sure they still make the Chrono Trigger one.
I'm pretty sure this is it, Gore. Let me show you.
Oh, it's if it's a campfire scene, then yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, who made it?
I just called it Video Game Shadow Box.
That's probably.
There's only 2 left.
I think they had. Oh no.
I mean,
How much is it?
I mean, she looks at,
75. Jesus.
yeah.
75?
I wasn't gonna tell
60
him. I wanted him. Well, it's $15 more, and that's your fuck up price.
No, that's your fuck up, idiot. It's all your fault. I'm never at fault.
Not my fault.
It's never my
What's that?
fault.
You guys, do you need the link, or are you Google searching it?
I gotta look.
I literally searched up just Chrono Trigger, Shadow Box,
Yeah.
Campfire.
See, even if Adrian had gotten to that side quest, he'd be missing one key part
Yeah.
of the scene.
Magus over there chilling on that
I
tree.
don't need that fucking guy, dude. You know who
Yeah,
I have happy ass Frog, dude.
Yeah, he's so
Frog.
happy because he murdered somebody.
Vindicated
I'm
Frog,
so
dude.
happy. Oh, I like this one. Someone remade the campfire scene in like anime. Oh, that's so good. Magus is there too. Anyway,
Do it, Gordon.
whatever. Yeah, I see it right now. Maybe I will. I'm not gonna buy it now, but so hope you're not expecting that. Oh, it looks so good too.
I'm not gonna buy it now. Bye.
Let's see if this is the same people because they had like a bunch of the same ones. Yeah, it's the same ones. That logo. Yeah, it's the same people. They had the Link getting the sword. Yeah, it's the same people. They have that Stardew Valley one still. I bet they do. I bet they fucking do. Oh, they have. Oh, that one's good too. They got when Chrono gets resurrected. Oh, these are all great. Oh, there's a Stardew Valley one. I found it. Anyway, we should probably talk about the game some more.
Out of quick curiosity, did we want to touch on the endings at all, or?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
So let's touch on 3 because I love. There's one joke one I love.
Actually, before we do that, looking at the shadow boxes remind me of one thing I did want to touch on in the story first, then we can go talk about the endings.
Sure.
Can I just say that Chrono Trigger had the best way of teaching you that that the actions you choose matter in terms of the story.
Yeah, I felt
You go
happy.
through the game, you do that whole little fair, and it's like, oh, I'm just going around having fun. Maybe I'm gonna eat that old man's chicken that he's excited about for lunch. Maybe I'm gonna go hang out, find this little girl's cat, and then you get to that scene where you get captured and
and then the girl comes out and is like, he said, "Fuck my cat." I'm like, what? I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I got
right.
that
Snapper ate my goddamn chicken.
yeah, my goddamn chicken. I'm like, oh no. I still didn't get a not guilty verdict. I was actually surprised. I mean, a guilty verdict. Sorry, I didn't get a guilty verdict. I didn't do the cat. I didn't eat the guy's chicken though. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I didn't eat the chicken. I saved the cat, and the only negative I had against me was I was the one that bumped into Marl, but I think that technically is unavoidable.
Yeah. They had to have something to fucking say.
Yeah.
I guess she could just run into you. I don't know.
Yeah, she did for me the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Anything else?
Great game. Anyway, let's talk about the endings.
Yeah, so the endings.
All right. I love one ending in particular, and I feel like I shouldn't spoil it because it's a good one, and I feel
Where
like
she judges all the guys?
Huh?
Where they judge all the guys in the game?
No, not that one.
I looked up like a quick list of them, so it's not a big deal.
Okay, no, I was thinking the wedding one, where
Okay.
you see with Frog and the Queen, and then you find out that she's now a descendant of Frog and the Queen, so they have Frog DNA. So the King's like jumping around, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And that's the ending of the game. I'm like, "What?" It's like, I wonder if anybody actually got the ending their first time and just went, "What the fuck is this?" and got really upset. That's how you end the game. The frogs now. Like, that's a great ending. But I love the balloon ending. That's another thing I want as Pixels. Is just them on those balloons. That's the perfect ending, as people call it. Because
right, they did. Yeah, I think that was what I was done when I was looking it up.
I do want to talk about the animated cutscenes at the end because I do like that they put those in there. Obviously, they put those in there with the PS1 game so they can cross over with Chrono Cross.
Is that what they?
That's what
doing?
the baby, right? The baby is the descendant, or no, the clone of Shala, the princess, right?
I didn't look at the ending. So explain to me.
All right, there's a part where right after, all right, Chrono and Marl have a wedding. They have a wedding. They get married, whatever. And right after that, you see Luca just walking like in a forest, and then a baby just appears with that pendant, the
Okay.
pendant that everybody has. And she sees her, she goes ah, and she starts eating the baby. It's fucked up. Oh God, no, she takes the baby and is like and immediately like, ugh. And then and she just takes it, which is just a tie-in for Chrono Cross because is she in Chrono Cross or is she
Yes.
already dead?
That's Kid.
Yeah, Kid. I know the Kid is Kid.
No,
That's the name of the kid. The name of the kid is Kid. I know. I know the
Yes.
kid is, but
He's
I'm talking
asking
about
Luca.
Luca. Is Luca in Chrono Cross?
No.
She's
Well,
just mentioned, right? Because she's
she's
dead.
mentioned.
Is she dead? You can tell me that. I'm not playing it.
No, she ran an orphanage. And
She ran an
actually,
orphanage.
no, dead because I think the orphanage got burnt down, so I think she is dead.
Oh, there you go. Because I'm not playing Chrono Cross in a while.
Yeah, that's always the
Actually-
worst, dude. Whenever you have a character in a game and then you find out next game, they're like, oh yeah, they die like this.
Dude,
Yeah, because
oh
the
my
only
God.
two characters.
So many things I hate. Like that's what I hated about that last Pacific Rim movie. Is that you had that awesome Mako, that awesome character in the first
And
movie.
he's like, yeah, they
And then-
died.
It's just like first 15 minutes. She's like, oh, she died in a helicopter. She didn't do shit. In the
Now,
movie.
you know what I will say? Ragnarok handled that breakup really well, though.
Oh yeah. They handled that, and also they handled killing his friends pretty fun too. Because
Yeah.
the friends you see in the first one, it's just like, yeah, they're dead. It's done.
That
Like,
was a
alright.
joke, though, because whenever that happens in actual media, that shit sucks. I hate
Yeah,
that.
because the friends always show up too in the other two Thor movies to like fuck stuff up and help
Yeah.
Thor. And this one, he's just like, what? And one of them was Zachary Levi too. So he's just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go do Shazam. Fuck this.
Dude, no,
I'm done with
I
this
hate that. That's like such a pet peeve of mine whenever there's like, yeah, they're dead.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of. I guess like the last Independence Day had that too, but I'm thinking like video games. But what other video games had that? That's like a
Halo,
good top.
Halo did the opposite.
Oh yeah, I guess so. With
Johnson's here, bro.
Jason's here. Yeah. It's weird.
I
That was
love they retcon the
I was
shit out of
okay
that.
with
Like,
it, 'cause
whatever.
at the end of Halo 1, I'm like, no. And he's
Uh,
like hugging the elite.
popular characters that die in the sequel.
in between games. I want to know
in between.
games.
Yeah. While you're looking that up,
Oh, maybe you shouldn't look that up. That might be a spoiler.
But,
You-
fuck it.
Yeah, fucking look it up.
It's called
there's
sudden
only-
death syndrome.
I think that's a real thing. Sudden death syndrome.
sounds about
No,
right.
Is that a
thinking,
real
you're
thing?
thinking of the children one.
Children's
porn?
sudden death syndrome. Oh, you
I-
think it's? Oh, you mean SIDS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I was thinking of.
All right, so we're gonna go through. We're gonna spoil some shit. So, but these are
All right.
movies. These are movies.
Spoilers
Uh,
for movies. All right,
Okay,
that's fine.
David, what do you want?
Well, what I was gonna say is real quick, because to answer Gore's initial question, there's only 3 characters from the original Chrono Trigger that really make a recurring appearance in Cross. Balthazar plays a pivotal role in the story of what happens. Robo technically comes back and is technically also part of the villain. And Magus comes back.
See,
Which
that's
in
another-
the DS versions, you get the explanation of how Magus came back.
Right. That's one thing I don't like. Also, is when a character in a previous game or movie who is
Someone becomes
a
bad.
good guy and then becomes bad for fucking whatever. Oh, darkness invaded
You
his
could
brain.
do the reverse, but that should.
The reverse is good, especially if you make it work. Like, hey, we talk about Vegeta. Yo, that worked.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
look,
like
that's
it's
that
like
guy.
no, you know what? It's like
Now he's dad.
it's like the
it's just
K-pop
like,
stands, dude.
Dad Vegeta's best. Vegeta. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's like the K-pop stands.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
Have you seen- have you seen that?
Why Lives Matter? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was
Dude, David, you know what we're talking about?
No.
So
he doesn't remember
let me give you some real life shit right now.
real life, all right?
So K-pop stands on Twitter, all they do is take over hashtags, any of them, and they just put fucking fan cams in them. Do you know what fan cams are? They just do that, and they do that with everything, and it gets to the point where everyone fucking hates them because they just do like, hashtag Animal Crossing, we're trying to meet some people, and then there's like, yeah, well, meet these people, and then some of them are pretty shitty too. Which, to be fair, a lot of them denounce those ones where they're like, oh, Kobe died, and they're like, yeah, well, Kobe would have died if he listened to fucking BTS, and here's like some, and that shit's fucking lame as hell. But they'll look up any trending hashtag and just fucking fan cams everywhere. But someone goes out there and says, bro, can we have like K-pop stands like take over the hashtag White Lives Matter or or Blue Lives Matter or anything like that. And then they just go, "I got you," and then you click hashtag White Lives Matter, and just K-pop
So
stands
many K-pop
everywhere.
stands.
Hashtag MAGA. You just see
Yeah,
K-pop.
so good.
It's all you see are people like they'll put like, "Oh, we were once enemies, but now we are allies." The real life redemption. It's the real life season 2 of the anime where the villain's your friend now.
Hell yeah.
Because
Anyway,
I mentioned this on the podcast. That's one of my favorite tropes. Is whenever like the hero and the villain have to team up, and it eventually leads to the
like
villain.
and yeah, yeah, you know, there's like so many
Yeah.
good moments like of that shit just happening. It's just like I fucking love it. All right, so these are some movies. We'll talk about it here.
Okay.
Maybe Gore can confirm or deny. 'Cause
Confirm or done? Sure.
Laurie Strode in Halloween 4.
Oh yeah, that was some bullshit. You're right. Yeah, because the third Halloween movie is not Michael Myers one. So when they made, I mean, I wasn't alive really around that time, but
Really?
but when I watched,
Hold on.
no,
Were you alive or not?
No, I wasn't. No. I'm just talking about like when these movies released. This is what happened.
Because you said I wasn't alive, really, but I don't know if that means
Really?
if you are or not.
Well, I don't. Well, when
He
I
was
say that, I,
still
mean,
on
I, was,
the
I was
inside.
probably a couple years old, is what
All
I
right,
mean.
there you
So
go.
you're not
That's
really
so
alive.
right.
I don't remember when Halloween 4 actually came out. I think it was might have been late.
1988.
Okay, then no, I wasn't alive. So, but yeah. So people were pissed that Halloween 3 didn't have Michael Myers. It was a completely different thing, even though that movie's great. So I don't give a fuck about misses. Halloween 4 brought it back, and then they just introduced her like niece or whatever, and said, yeah, she died. Laurie died, and that's why you have the new Halloween that says like, fuck. Yeah.
All right, welcome back. You might notice everything's a little different.
Everything's different.
We have to, take a break to change clothes. It's hot right now.
Yeah, we changed clothes,
Yeah.
turned the sun on.
Yeah, turn the sun on. Sun's, well, not for me. It's like
yeah, it's
8 o'clock.
I have sun outside, but
you're using the wrong mic again, so you sound like shit.
Use the wrong
God
mic.
fucker.
God fucker.
That's David's new band. Check it out.
Speaking of God, let's talk about this JRPG again.
Let me hear if David.
Because you always
There we
fight
go.
God at the end.
Yeah.
JRPGs.
So because we took time off and I had some time, so I did finish the game.
Hell yeah.
And I actually did the forest scene too while I was at it.
Okay.
Nice.
Are we gonna explain what happened?
Much better because I don't have that dumbass Magus there. So everyone's just having a good time around a campfire. No one's chilling out there in the corner being a creeper. Just everyone's a good time. But what are you talking about, Gore?
Are you gonna explain why there's a jump cut in between?
Yeah.
Now and why we're all wearing different clothes and.
Oh, well, that was a bit. Just fuck, let it go. No,
you already addressed it, and so
Yeah,
if it was a bit, you shouldn't have said anything.
No, whatever.
Adrian's not good at
had an
bits.
internet outage, and I thought it was gonna be like a quick blip, but the outage lasted for like an hour and a half, and we already started late too, so it was like I think 4 o'clock in the morning by the time like everything came back on. I was like, yeah, we'll just wait.
Yeah, it was like 2:30 our time by the time we ended. So
Yeah, so that sucks, but yeah, so we can go through that a little bit, and then we can actually do what we were doing at the end, which was I was like, who's loud right now? That's yours. David, your mic.
Yeah,
Get your mic situated.
all right, let me 1 second. That's my RTX. Set it to
It's a
that.
disaster.
You're a disaster.
Well, don't have your internet shit to bed.
Yeah, David.
Anyway, I want to hear the rest of the
How's that?
article. So.
Yeah, that's what we're coming back to do. And if we want to talk a little bit more now that
I've been waiting all day.
now that I did complete the story, we can talk a little bit more about that. It's fine. Anyway, so the first one that we mentioned, so we're going back to it, just to come back into everything, as we talked about characters dying in between sequels, the sudden sequel death syndrome, as this article calls it.
Yeah.
We talked about Laurie Strode in Halloween 4.
Yeah.
That's all we talked about, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because literally it was after that. I was like, what is it?
Yeah,
And you were
he
just
froze.
frozen.
He froze. He was like, and I was like, oh, he's really good at this. Just frozen.
The second one is Martin Brody from Jaws: The Revenge.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, he died in between 2 and 4. 3 had nothing to do with it.
Number 3 is Sally Hardesty in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Okay, sure.
Number 4 is Newton Hicks from Alien 3.
Yeah, of course, Alien 3. Yeah, that's the. Well, they didn't technically they didn't die off screen. You do see them dead, technically. So,
Okay.
but it's bullshit.
Also, I like how technically
Spoilers.
Resident Evil 3 does that with the 2 guys from the first game. I'm guessing. Is that an educated guess of mine? Or the one guy who's that big
Hulk or not Hulk?
who's the
Hulk.
who's the dude at the
Hunt.
beginning? No. Who's the dude at the beginning of Resident Evil 3
Oh,
that
Brad?
yeah, is he
Brad.
not in anything else?
Really? No.
Oh, okay.
No, except for that.
I was thinking
I
he
don't
was like
think so.
from the first game or something, the way they were talking about him, but
I think he was new. I don't remember him from the first game.
okay. Next
I
one.
think that was because
He
no,
might
I
have been
think
the
that's
first game. I don't remember the characters really.
there's
Oh,
one
God.
character in Resident Evil 1 that dies like right at the beginning. It's either Resident Evil 3 or 2 that happens.
Well, 3, Brad dies.
Yeah.
So that's him.
2, 1. Yeah, Brad just showed up in 3.
Oh, okay.
No, Brad was the helicopter pilot. That's right.
Oh, was he? Okay.
Okay, so
There
kind
we
of, but not a main character though.
Yeah,
so
I don't
that's
remember
fine.
him much. I don't remember
Yeah.
many of the characters in 1.
All right, number 5 on here is Sarah Connor in Terminator 3.
Yeah. Well, they fixed that anyway, just like with
Yeah.
Halloween. Yeah, and then they made a bad movie, so it didn't even fucking matter. So
Yeah, they mentioned this and they just resurrect her. 6 is Tank from The Matrix Reloaded.
okay, sure.
After that is Alex Browning from Final Destination 2.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Final Destination. You expect that.
First, the main character from the first movie.
Stars as Alex Browning in the first Final Destination movie, which spawned yada
Yeah,
yada.
that's Sawa's character.
I think so.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8 is Xander Cage from Triple X State of the Union.
Did you ever see the short film for that?
No.
Where they
No.
kill off Xander Cage? It's the dumbest shit ever. They blow him up, and all that you see that's left of him is like a piece of the back of his head, just the skin off the back of his head, and you see the Xander Cage symbol. If you ever watch any of the Triple X movies, he has like a Triple X tattoo. And someone picks it up, and he's just like, "Huh, you got fucked up." And then the short ends. I'm like, "All right, that's how he died." And then the third movie, they just bring his ass back.
All right. This is one. Adrian from Rocky Balboa.
Yeah. That's not fair because it's been like 20 years and in between, and that was the whole point of Rocky Balboa is him dealing with now his wife's dead. So that's not fair because Alien 3 was just like, oh, you know those cool characters they introduced in the last one, they're just dead. All right, moving on. You know,
Well,
just
you
like,
know what? At least Rocky Balboa made up for it by giving us a funny robot.
Here's
well,
one.
That's Rocky. That's Rocky 4.
Here's okay. Let me see if Gore gets it. It's a very recent one, the last 4 years that everyone was kind of upset about.
What?
Movie sucked. I'm trying to see if you guess it.
Independence Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that in the
Did you?
movie
Okay.
yesterday.
well,
Where they
did-
kill off Will Smith's character in between, and then they just bring up his dumb son in it,
Yeah,
not played by Jaden Smith.
According to director, Smith was quote unquote too expensive.
Yeah. For Independence Day,
Yeah.
not too expensive for Bright, but too expensive for Independence Day.
Let's see.
Not too expensive
Hey,
for
Bright was- I like that movie.
Gemini Man. Don't say Bright is good. You're fucking stupid.
I said it was a fun movie.
it was fun.
Basically,
Sure, I'll give you
the closest I will ever get to a Shadowrun movie. It was a fun movie.
that. It was fun. It was not good though.
I didn't.
I
say
had a
it
good
was
time.
I said it was fun.
I know. I can tell you think it's good though.
The
You just
movie was fun.
It was fun.
Let's see. I'm looking at a TV tropes article right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think these kind of suck.
All right. Well, then let's not mention them then.
I'm looking for a good one.
Like the endings in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. Let's He's looking. We'll just sit.
Almost spoiled myself for something I was trying to read. Oh, good thing I didn't look at that.
Yeah. I don't know why you went on a page that spoils shit.
Well, no, it had a bunch of other
What?
stuff, but I didn't know it was a very recent one that came out. It was the I won't tell you. I know you're never gonna read it. Doomsday Clock. That's
fuck is Doomsday?
That's the Watchmen sequel.
Sure. Okay.
That's something that came out that's like everyone fucking loves right now. So I've been saving them until I get the last issue.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's
the only article I can find on top of Google. Actually, let me
Whatever.
Sudden sequel death syndrome.
Sudden sequel death syndrome.
SSDS.
For video games is really what I want to know. Like, did any characters die in between Shaq Fu and Shaq Fu 2? That's the question I want to know.
In Austin Powers 2, Austin's love interest in the first movie, Vanessa's really
that was
quickly
a joke.
destroyed.
That was a joke. Yeah, that was a joke. You see it though. I think that was a joke in because it was parodying all these James Bond movies where he has a love interest.
I found a lot. Let's see. The Chinese man who originally owned Gizmo returned to reclaim him at the end of the original Gremlins and dies about 10 minutes into the sequel.
Okay. Well, if they die in between, then.
Oh no!
What?
This happens? That upsets me. Well, I know you know about this already, obviously, but I don't. Whistler dies at the beginning of Blade 3.
Yeah, but he comes. Yeah, but he comes back as like a ghost or some shit. It's weird. Not really. He just like shows up randomly, like because he died in the first one. Spoilers, and I don't know if you remember that he died in the first one, and then he gets brought back as a vampire in the second one, and then in the third one he gets exploded, and then he's back again just randomly. I think he's a ghost. I haven't watched Blade 3 in a long time, mainly because it sucks. But Ryan Reynolds was fun in that movie. So.
Hey, you know what's going to help our vampire hunting? Always having ear pods in, so that way we can not hear anything around us.
Cool.
But yeah, no, if we're talking until like that extreme, then one that immediately pops to my mind is Mortal Kombat Annihilation with Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
5 minutes.
Well, that's because they couldn't get the same actor because they had a bigger budget, but they couldn't afford the no-name actors from the last movie because they said
they couldn't for Raiden either. But
Raiden, they got the guy from the Warriors instead.
Admiral Akbar dies at the first act of Last Jedi. I feel like that's kind of that's not necessary.
Admiral Akbar is not a main character. Everybody's like upset about Admiral Akbar. He says like 2 fucking lines in the original movies. Calm down.
It's a tarp.
It's a tarp. Yeah, he says it's a tarp. It's a trick.
It's an elaborate ruse.
It's a ruse. Anyway, everybody act like he's like. I'm sure in the novels they give him a big backstory and he's a little fish man and oh man he's so cool. But fucking in the movies he says it's a trap.
It mentions Scary Movie, but those have a lot of them for obvious reasons.
Yeah, well, Scream 1 and 2 has it, I think.
Scream
has they kill one of the main characters from the first 2 in the beginning.
Alice, the final girl of the first Friday the 13th, becomes Jason's very first victim of part 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She doesn't even die from Jason in the first one. I mean, she doesn't even fight Jason in the first one, obviously, because Jason's not in it. But she does die from Jason in the second one. But I think, wasn't it a dream, though? I haven't watched part 2. No, I think it's a dream and then it ends up being real, right? Later. No, it's a dream at the end of part 1. Fuck it. I don't care.
Oh, fuck it. I mean, look for video games. See if there's anything for video.
Yeah, because when she that iconic shot of him grabbing her from the lake.
Oh, here's one. I mean, it doesn't really count. This one doesn't really count. But Bottles in Banjo-Kazooie dies at the beginning of Banjo-Tooie, but he becomes a ghost that just does tutorial stuff.
Which one I'm playing right now that does that? Where they die right in the beginning, a main character?
Clubhouse
Saints Row 3. Saints Row 3. I'm not playing that.
Saints Row
3, Johnny Gat immediately dies in the beginning of the game. To the point where everybody was pissed off, and in the 4th game, they just made a fucking DLC where you play as Johnny Gat shooting his way out of hell.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh, that's why it's called Get Out of Hell. I've never played those games. Correction, I played like 10 minutes of one once.
All right, I'll give you that then. I thought you knew about it.
He played it. He played the entire DLC. He still didn't get it.
Yeah, there's a whole Chrono Cross section I'm gonna ignore.
Okay.
Also, speaking of, I looked that up online. Apparently, I just own Chrono Cross on PSN. I didn't know that.
It was like $1 or $2 sometimes. It
probably was, yeah.
So I probably own it too.
I put a bid for it on Mercury, and I was like hoping the guy just declined it. He asked for a little bit more money. I was like, no, I'm good. Because I looked like literally like 2 seconds later, I'm like, oh shit, I own it already. Whoops.
How much were you offering?
$10.
That's how much it goes like brand new.
Yeah, so.
The greatest hits is like $10 all day. If it was a black.
That was the cheapest I found actually. I looked online.
It's going up recently because
all games are kind of going up though. To be fair.
Yeah, but I think I always see Chrono Cross greatest hits on like Amazon for $10 brand new.
Yeah, they're going for a little bit more now. I think. There you go. There's Saints Row the Third.
Yeah, Saints Row Third. There you go.
Let's see. In Modern Warfare 3, Griffin, the sergeant who assists you in Modern Warfare 1 mission. Yeah.
I can get it $10 right now, brand new.
There you go. I think I didn't get it.
I'm not going to though. But this is the greatest hits. If you want the Black Label.
Yeah, but I also have it on Vita now, so fuck it.
Yeah, well, you don't want to play it on PS1 anyway. It has no good games.
I have it on PS3 now.
PS1 has a terrible game lineup, as I've heard from people.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Really bad. No good games on that system.
Yeah, I feel like Japanese games, sure.
Games definitely don't get remade all the time that were originally from the PS1.
That's because there were bad games before, so they want to make it better next time.
That makes no sense. If it was a bad game, no one would ever remake it, period, because it sucked. Who gives a shit?
Coming out.
No, that game's great. And that's not a remake anyway. So that's a re-reckoning. Get your facts straight, bloody boy.
The re-reckoning.
The re-reckoning. Anyway, let's talk about Chrono Trigger some more.
Yeah.
That is what this is. Last time I looked.
Yeah, so I beat the game. I did like that. Yeah, the forest scene is actually really good. I like that. And then it transitioned to Luca going back, and poor Robo's there trying to cheer her up right away, and she's not having it. And that little scene was actually...
Oh, wait, did you not save her mom?
No, I don't know what the password is.
They tell you it's her mom's name.
Oh, fuck that. I would have looked it up if I didn't.
Nah. That's not, I can't. Pausing is not canon.
Fuck it. She doesn't know her own mom's name? She wouldn't guess that immediately?
It's pretty brutal, though.
Wait, how's that not canon? Like, it was her password, right? How would she not know already?
No, I'm saying pause in the actual video game is not canon.
What?
Pause real life?
Oh, yeah. You never went to the inventory screen, I guess, son. Fuck it. That doesn't exist.
No, do you see what how the scene is if you don't save her?
No,
actually,
it's actually pretty rough. You see the pixel like half her mom, then it blinks black, and you hear like an SNES scream.
Oh yeah.
Rip.
Okay. I could just imagine it.
Yeah.
You're talking about with the machine. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe
it gets
like
all Mortal
that
Kombat and blood every.
Oh shit! It's an X-ray. It's just like.
But it cuts to that, and then Luca's in her room just crying. I'm like, well, sorry, Luca. I didn't know what was happening. I pulled a. Huh?
That's it.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know what was happening. I just hopped in there. I'm like, No, but that scene back to back actually like makes the Robo goodbye scene actually really hit even harder, I think. Where she wanted Robo to hang out. I'm like, man, why can't Robo hang out? Like, he's just a robot. What the fuck ever.
No, they have to go back to the time, so they can never go back.
Yeah, he's
Robo had to go back. Make the world a better place.
They suddenly remember, oh yeah, we got a fucking time machine. Whoops.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to destroy it, right? They say at the end they're gonna dismantle it.
Yeah, so that kind of takes away the levity of it, you know.
Yeah.
Like
I wish it was already destroyed. Like because the second ending when they're on the balloon at the end, which is great. I love that ending. But that one makes more sense because they're like that's like you have to go or you'll never go back. Like we don't have a time travel machine anymore.
I wish because in the game it ends where they say their goodbyes, and it's pretty. Those kind of goodbyes fuck me up the most because it's like, oh, you're just never gonna see them ever again. Like that's it.
You know what it's similar to, right?
What?
And I thought this one.
I'm sure because it reminded me of something specifically.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
I'm sure you can guess. Come on, it's recent. It's a very popular movie.
Oh,
John Wick 3.
Yeah, John Wick 3.
John Wick 3, yeah.
Because John Wick says goodbye to everyone that's about to kill him because he's like, well, you're gonna die.
The dog goes into the teleport. He's like, hey, and the teleport closes, but somehow John Wick could still open it up with the power of his awesome hair. Hell yeah! But you know what movie I'm talking about, right?
You're talking about Avengers, right?
No, dumbass.
What are you talking
Sonic.
Spider-Verse.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when they all like, I gotta go. I love you guys, and then they all go back to their own fucking time.
But again, that one didn't really resonate with me just because at the end.
You didn't like that movie? All right, you heard it here first.
You're right. No, it's because at the end they kind of like do the whole thing where they're opening it up to obviously happen again, and where he hears Gwen.
Well, at the end of this movie,
that's what I'm saying because I appreciate the moment. I wish they didn't. I wish they just kept it like, oh, the machine's broken. You're never gonna see him again. Done.
Well, that kind of ruined the nice little ending, though, wouldn't it?
That's why I like the.
That's why I do. I like the balloon ending more. I do, but I don't mind
No,
the
it
time
just
travel ending.
felt like it didn't even let me like live in that situation for as long as it should have. Where it was
Mm.
like, oh, you said goodbye, and then I think what was my favorite line in there was Frog and Marls and what was it? One of them go like, oh, I always thought that goodbye should be should be brief.
Yeah. Your dialogue is different than my dialogue in it, just because of the fact that they went with like a ye old English style for Frog in the PS1 version. But yeah, no, he's like,
yes, they go for ye old English stuff.
oh, he does still have it. I thought they
Yeah,
changed that in the DS version.
It's less so, I
fine
imagine.
and stuff. No, well, I mean, I guess maybe it's less. I don't remember how much
It's definitely
he talked
different
like
because
that.
I looked at a walkthrough still side by side and like, what's her name? Who's the girl you fight at the end?
Oh, the Queen.
Yeah, does she have a name?
Deal.
Just Queen.
Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. She calls everyone
Deal.
cretins or something, in like in the
Right.
PS1 version, and then she says something different in the DS version. But
Maybe I
yeah,
watched the rest of it on YouTube,
yeah,
so
it's
maybe
a
that's
little
why I'm
different.
using it. I thought I
But
watched the DS playthrough though, but
I tried looking for DS playthroughs, and those ones are more rare. I
yeah,
think just
maybe it was
people,
PS1 game.
I think people
No,
just
it might have just been the SNES game. You
because
can't really
people
tell.
couldn't figure out how to record DS. I imagine when that game came out.
I just
Um,
watched like someone just cut down all the cutscenes pretty much. And I
right.
watched like the last 30 minutes
Yeah.
of that video. That was all the rest. I
But
didn't play
I
it.
think that was my one thing with my one gripe with the end is it was like really impactful. Like, oh, we're never gonna see each other, yada yada. And like 2 seconds later, hey, we still got that still got the ship. And I'm like, well, all right.
But they're gonna dismantle it right after that, supposedly.
And
After they
see,
go
and you,
save the mom and the cat.
and by killing out
Last-
Magus,
One
you
last
missed out.
adventure.
By killing Magus, you also missed out on a nice little touching scene with him.
Oh fuck,
Yeah,
he's dead.
where he dips out, not saying anything.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Or him floating
Luke is just
trying
like,
to find
oh, you're gonna go find your sister still, and he's just like, yeah, fuck you, and then walks off. It's a touching little
Oh
scene.
yeah, I definitely missed out. All right, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Marl asks like, "Hey, you can go find your sister," and he just like dips.
That guy can wait.
And
that guy can wait for his sister to die, and then he'll see her again.
which reminds me, obviously you didn't go because you didn't finish it for this time around. But Adrian, did you end up fighting the Eater of Dreams super boss?
No.
That's for the DS, right?
Yeah.
I didn't play that.
It's one that adds a little.
Technically,
extra
I've never
support.
played that then, because
Yeah.
the only time I ever played before was
Is that
on
is that the
PS1.
thing is that why the portal's open at the end?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go back.
And then Doctor Strange comes out one. Now there you go. Now
He's
it's
like,
like
Chrono.
Avengers. Now it's like Avengers. Chrono, we need you for. Well, at this point, we have too many people. Never mind. He just like dips back out and closes the portal.
We need you. Who? And he just points at the robot. That guy.
He points
Yeah.
at Magus, and then you go, "Fuck this! I killed him. Where is he
Yeah,
there?"
he's dead as hell, dude.
Nah, he's not that. He's fine.
But yeah,
This
so I
is-
won't say anything about it then because I don't want to spoil
Yeah,
it. in
I'll
case
play it literally
you go
right
for
after
that.
we're done with this. I'll go play it. But oh, also that boss, I ended up, dude, still fucked me up. So I ended up having to go and grind out 7 more levels. So I ended the game at like level 58 or 59, and I had to use every single max elixir and thing I had. I fucking like barely had enough for that fight battle at the end. That was some hard shit compared to the rest of the goddamn game.
You want to go back and replay it now?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
And
back and eventually replay it,
plus-
do all that stuff.
That's the reason why I think I'm still gonna complete it on DS, because I never went and did a new game plus, and I want to see how. I heard when it's new game plus, it's like a fucking cakewalk. It's like
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll probably end up doing that. I'll probably go do that because I saw the portals open. I imagine that was kind of some new DS content. I saw that DS cutscene. Didn't eat the baby like Gore told me, so he lied to me. But
yeah. Well, that's on the. I think that's on the PS1 also, right?
yeah, where they eat the baby.
Yeah, because when he eats the baby, yeah, it's on the PS. David saw it.
I like how happy Luca is when she just finds a random baby in the fucking forest.
Food. Well, no, she's happy because the sequel's coming out, so they have to go.
And she knows she's gonna die.
Well, she doesn't know that, I don't think.
She doesn't know that. Yeah, she's just happy.
Which-
She's big chilling. She's got a little baby robo with her.
Which is like makes that whole final scene a lot more grim in hindsight, where she's like, "You guys ever have like that final like view like flash before your life ends?" And Luke is like, "Yeah, I don't know." And I'm like, "Uh-oh."
Oh, stinky.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I would love to see? If they did it right, a Chrono Trigger anime. I think that could work.
A
That'd be
Netflix
good.
one?
And maybe on like not anime. I shouldn't say that because then they'll fucking do some weird shit with it.
Dude, make it
Like,
like Castlevania.
Yeah, there you go. Like that, that's not really technically an anime, but
What is it?
because it's made by I think it's an American studio made. And anime is usually
Pay attention
Japanese.
to them, dude. Fuck it.
So
Granted, they're gonna keep doing Castlevania
yeah,
like they should.
Powerhouse Studios. I think that, or no,
Right.
Powerhouse Animations. That's the guys.
Do they do
that
anything
animate.
else, or are they just doing Castlevania?
Yeah, they do. They do a few other things actually. So I can't tell you what they are, but I know they do a few other things. I think stuff I've never.
The way you said that, I thought you meant like you're like under.
Well, they're
NDA.
doing that,
I can't
they're
tell
doing
you.
that-
You know, it's all a bunch of secret stuff.
They,
Got an NDA.
all right, I'll look it up, but they're doing that Devil May Cry
All right.
animated show, which I don't know when the fuck that's gonna happen, but honestly, I'd rather them just focus on doing Castlevania
Right.
right now.
No,
But-
they're killing it, so why not?
Oh, they do commercial. Oh, they did the animations for one of the Penny Arcade games. Oh, the
Rain
the
Slick,
Precipice
Principle
of Darkness. No, the Precipice of Darkness, whatever that is.
The Rain Slick.
Yeah, Rainsel. There you go. That's full time. Risk Factions. They did the animations for those.
Ooh, Risk Factions is a good game.
Oh, they did the Epic Mickey animations. Didn't know that.
Ooh.
Ooh, oh, they did all the animations for Mortal Kombat X. All the
Oh,
little...
they did them all for Chrono Trigger.
Oh, for the original game, the 1972 one game or whatever. I'm not
72.
good at. Yeah, 1972, 1997
That
re-release.
game was made before Sega was made, according to David.
The Adventures of Kid Danger. Everybody's a fan of that show, right? They did that. Is it even a show? Yeah, it is. They're doing a Masters of the Universe movie.
Oh, they're
He-Man.
doing a Zelda anime.
Yeah, well, I wish. All right, well, there you go. They did a few things. That's the only thing that's like a note. Besides
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Also,
Oh,
I
yeah, no.
hate how every time you die at fucking Lavos, it just does you the apocalypse ending, and I'm like, well, I have to quit out of the goddamn game because it's gonna take me fucking 5 minutes to either watch the ending or fucking just boot it up again.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
ending. That's one of the endings.
I know. I wish they just let me skip it though. I
The
can't
Day of
skip it.
Lavos.
Just it's hey, you fucked up. I'm like, cool. I gotta boot the goddamn.
Why
game up.
skip it? You got an ending. You should be happy.
Yeah,
You'd be like, oh, I beat the
start
game.
over.
Yeah, I should have just said that. Oh, I beat the game.
I
Hey, how'd
beat
it
the
end?
game.
Oh, the world got blown up.
Everybody died. The end. The only one that's alive is
Technically, I did
Magus.
beat the game. Whenever you guys talked to me last night, I beat the game.
The game ends and then the credits roll, and at the end, Magus is like, "I'm the only one alive, by the way," and you're like, "Fuck this!
I
This
can't wait.
sucks."
I can't wait for when we eventually do a Zero Time Dilemma and someone comes in here and says, yeah, I beat the game. I don't know why you guys let me play a 5-minute game.
Well, you might do that with Nier Automata, so don't worry about it.
There you go.
That game has 5 million endings.
Anyway, I think that's about it. Unless anyone else has last second.
I love it. It's great, and I highly recommend it.
The only thing I'll say is shout outs to two particular things from some of the endings. One, I love the joke ending where Chrono actually talks. It's just a small little scene, but it's absolutely hysterical. Fucking love it. And two, I love that in some of the ending variances, you do actually get to see Frog return back to normal. Thought it was a nice
you
little
see in
nod.
the animation too.
Yeah.
The little
Yep.
animation.
Which doesn't make sense if it didn't happen in the game. He just all of a sudden he's just back to normal in the DS ending. It's like, oh, okay. What about?
Well, I guess you could say
everything
after
just-
some time,
he
fuck
just grew
it, who
back.
cares? Maybe Magus is like, if he's still alive in your game, which he's not for you, but I think for most people he's probably alive.
Okay.
Maybe he decides, whippity snap, and then the magic's gone. He says that. That's whippity snap, the magic's gone, and he snaps both
God,
his
I
fingers.
fucking love Frog so much. Frog
Yeah,
is
Frog's
easily
good.
my favorite character in that game. And then also seeing Robo on the map was fun. It kind of threw me off whenever I had Robo in my party though, and then he just like was still there. I'm like, oh, there's two Robos.
Yeah.
Good timeline.
Makes sense. If you're
Um,
time traveling Robo, and Robo should still be in that
Yeah.
time.
but that was fun to see, just seeing Robo just chill out, just pushing the plow and stuff like that.
Good.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway,
Great game. Great game.
great game.
Go play it.
If
I
you,
highly
if you
recommend it.
haven't played it, listen to this whole thing then. Go
Yeah.
play it.
We didn't spoil that much, to be honest.
I mean, they got like 13 other endings they
You
can
got more endings.
experience. So.
You don't know what you're gonna get.
And plus, even when we talked about the ending, what David said, oh, the one where Chrono talks. Does that even answer what the fucking ending is?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. He talks. Who gives a fuck? What does he say? You don't even
He
know.
has, like,
he
two
could
lines.
say, he could say, "Fuck your ass." punk and he pulls out a gun or something. You never
Like,
know.
where'd you get that
Shit,
from?
how did you guess?
Oh, I saw it. I made that in.
He was under NDA till just now.
Miyamoto called me.
All right.
Miyamoto makes every game. I don't know if you knew that.
Anyway, that's the games gone by for Chrono Trigger.
I love
This month, at the end of the month, we have Nier Automata, whichever you want to call it. Next month, we have July 31st, Shadow of the Colossus, and then August 28th, the Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, and then, yep.
You're gonna like it.
It's not gonna happen. So